Alright everyone, it's time to just have a little bit of a rant about the direction in which YouTube has been going, because again, despite the fact that I like YouTube, consider myself first and foremost a YouTuber, and I've been here since 2007, I do feel like YouTube, generally much of the change that's gone on in the last year has been negative in form, or at the very least it hasn't been helpful. Some of it's not strictly negative, it's just sort of like, oh, like, you know, you're getting rid of the messaging feature. Okay, whoop-de-doo, nobody was using it anyway. It's not really adding to the functionality of the site. Then you have like their new plan to spend money to, I guess, actively fact-check videos that conform to current events. Like, you know, you've got breaking news, it's major news. So my video on the subject will have like a CNN link on it, I guess, is the point in the future. Now, they've rolled out a new change, which is that long fabled suggestion that they had that they were eventually going to have Wikipedia links on certain videos on certain topics to, like, you know, fact check or lead people to the right think information. They've finally done that, but it's hit or miss. I didn't even know this was going on. It could have started days ago. I use a browser called Pale Moon. And with that, I use AdBlock Plus and NoScript. So I don't actually see this happening. But if I go to the Opera browser, where it's just the basic built-in ad blocker, I use that basically just for Steemit, because Steemit doesn't work well with Pale Moon, and BitChute, the same thing. Then I can see it, and on certain videos, like on my videos that reference global warming, there's a link to the Wikipedia article on global warming, and I'm thinking to myself, Wikipedia is publicly edited. That is, there are millions of people with accounts, and there are billions of people in the world that can edit a Wikipedia article. There is a reason why academics will not accept Wikipedia as a source. There's a reason why if you try to say, hey, my source is the Wikipedia article, I'm writing a paper for my botany class on Boston ferns. Here's the Wikipedia article on Boston ferns. Big mistake, not gonna fly. The only thing you can use that for is to get the sources that are used in the wiki article, and you can use them. The problem being many of them are locked up in academic sites, and you have to actually pay a subscription to access them. By the way, we should do away with the copyright on such works. It's ridiculous that happens. Yeah, the actual academic isn't making any money off of having written it, only the academic hosting site is. It's ridiculous. That knowledge should be totally public so that everyone can study it. Oh, that's right, it would negate 9/10 of all college courses because you could access the same material that you'd otherwise be studying for $1,000 per credit. Well, you whoop-de-doo, it's basically how it works. It's like all of the books and stuff for anthropology, I could have gotten them for free. In fact, you can if you actually sign up for a college that has a deal with them. That's sort of the way that they monopolize that process. I'm thinking, what does YouTube actually intend to leave to its creator base? Because CNN's not a YouTube creator. CNN is a cable channel that happens to stream on and bundle with and put content on YouTube. Fox News isn't a YouTube creator. It's not even a person. For people like me, single actor individuals, we are not the same as corporations. We are the ones fundamentally that built YouTube. What I'm asking then is this. Does YouTube intend at some point to give us any form of deference? It's like I've got an active strike on my account. It's been there for 3 days. I've appealed it. A lot of other people have mentioned it. The YouTube creator team already tweeted back with regards to it and said, well, you know, please appeal it and stuff. I'm sure that it's going to get removed, but until then, I can't stream. It's been 3 days. Can I have a little bit of deference as someone who's been on your platform for over a decade, has over 250,000 subs? I'm a verified creator, I'm a partnered channel. At some point, can I get a little bit of deference considering that I make a substantial degree of content on the site? Apparently not. Apparently I'm going to be abused further by having random Wikipedia articles put on my videos, drawing my audience potentially away from my content and time usage there. In addition to the literal competitors I have in the legacy media being put on that material. So basically, tidal wave happens, tsunami happens, something major happens in the world, a war breaks out, and I report on it. My video that formerly could have been like, it would have been up next and trending, it would have been, you know, the next viral thing. Oh, that won't happen because it's going to have like Fox News or something listed on it, and it'll draw people away to other things. It's like when people were looking up even under my username on certain browsers. Again, the browser really has an impact on what you see on YouTube. A big impact. The YouTube that I use with Pale Moon and script blocking is totally different from what some people use if you're using like Chromium or something. You're using Google Chrome without ad blocker, by the way, you're crazy. But, you know, or Firefox without, you know, no script and Ghostery or something. These people see different things. What happens is you search the username on certain browsers. First 5 or 6 videos are from like CNN and Fox and places like that. They're not even from my channel. And I feel relatively privileged by the fact that at least the algorithmic side of YouTube and even the notifications now appear to be working better for me now. Like my viewership has roughly doubled in the last 4 months. The subscriber total shot up there. I added several tens of thousands of subscribers in that same period. So I don't feel like I'm being abused on the platform so that I can't make content and compete. I'm just saying the movement, the direction of YouTube for content creators, for independent creators, that is, appears to be largely negative. I haven't seen any major developments that benefit creators other than a Teespring partnership in quite some time. The last time that anything really benefited us was the advent of super chats. Meanwhile, the corporate media, NGOs, Wikipedia now, they've all gotten a seat at the table. I'm going to hazard a guess. I'm going to make one little prediction here. When Wikipedia articles are put on the, sometimes, honestly, some of these people are echo chambers, their audiences are. When the echo chamber conspiracy-loving audiences of certain YouTube users see that Wikipedia articles that they can edit are being put on, you know, certain YouTube videos of people that they like, they're going to attack those articles. They're either going to have a tidal wave of new registrations that are going to be editing those articles, or Wikipedia at some point is going to have to fully protect every article that YouTube links. Did you even ask, by the way, Wikipedia whether you could do this? I would hope that you did, because it's going to cause problems for them. Somebody pointed out, hey, what if YouTube creators just start editing the articles? Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I got tired of Wikipedia around the time that I was trying to edit the several articles there and faced constant opposition from people that didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Like they couldn't even format things properly, and yet, you know, the older, the admins, they're siding with them saying, well, you need more neutrality and stuff. It's like, facts are demonstrable. Neutrality is not necessarily fact. Just because you take up a moderate middle-of-the-road line on a subject does not mean that that moderate middle-of-the-road tone is actually realistic. Sometimes being a total hardliner, you could be a total liberal or a total conservative, so-called, or a libertarian, an authoritarian, or whatever. Sometimes you'll sync up with reality simply because reality in that sense, in that one sense, actually conforms to your worldview. Situationally. It's not common, but it does happen, and though people at Wikipedia don't appear to understand that it does. And just think, Wikipedia is supposedly the unbiased alternative to, you know, a million other wiki sites that, you know, basically single issue. Like there's a YouTube wiki is rational, wiki conservapedia, you know, Wikipedia for Star Wars characters and stuff. It's like you get all these sub-subjects that people find important. You've got a small rabid group of people that basically do all the editing. It's all very funny. But no, so YouTube, over the last couple of years, you've got Adpocalypse, you've got the institution of algorithms that, and I can now personally attest to this, are faulty. They will take, you know, certain words in the title or whatever, and your video will get kicked off for content that it doesn't even exhibit. You've got a considerable misuse by certain YouTube moderators, it seems, early on there when they hired their new staff of their actual abilities. Like a bunch of people got kicked off, and they actually got, you know, restored. They had their accounts put back because it was all wrong. But YouTube had to apologize for it. That's a new one. So then you've got Adpocalypse 2.0. You've got constant haranguing by like the Wall Street Journal and BuzzFeed saying YouTube's full of extremism, which it's not. It's problematic. The problem is that for people that make intelligent commentary, now, nobody cares about, well, you make slimes. You have a video about, here's me going fishing. Here's my trip to the zoo. Like the first video on YouTube, I think, was a short video of a giraffe that someone took at a zoo. Actually, that is very funny to think of. Like YouTube could have literally been nothing more than Vine-like short throwaways without any viral content at all. It could have been that it died and someone else took over. But you think about the content on YouTube. 90% of it's pretty innocuous. G-rated, very family-friendly, kind of random music and stuff like that, maybe an educational spiel. But then you've got intelligent material. The problem is that YouTube doesn't yet, I think, completely realize how popular that smaller group is than everything else. how much more hardened the fan bases are and how much more quickly it's growing. YouTube has become a go-to place for news for millions and millions of millennials and probably tens of millions of Gen Zers. It is the major news service now in the entire world. Why do you think CNN wants a seat at the table? Why do you think all the legacy media sites want streaming bundles for YouTube? Why do you think that they want YouTube originals? Why do you think that they want their shitty videos to be plastered all over the alt media? Because we're growing faster. What is YouTube therefore going to do for content creators? You've got people as far-ranging as some game like a PewDiePie or a JonTron getting dogpiled by the legacy media, and YouTube doesn't find it odd that those same people are then trying to censor the site? Can't you see what they're trying to do? And they're trying to destroy YouTube truly as well in the same manner. You've got to understand YouTube is a competitor of groups like this. You know, the creator base that actually built the platform, we have some degree of brand loyalty. CNN doesn't have any loyalty to YouTube. They'd crush you out of existence and gain their cable audience back if they could. They fucking hate you, so why would you want to do them any favors? If I were the one leading YouTube, I would kick them all off and say, no, you can have a regular account like any other person. We're not giving you a streaming bundle. You can go use some on-demand service for that. We grew in spite of not having such a bundle. You can have a YouTube channel. You don't get any special freebies, though, by having one. No priority creators. Maybe individual actors that we happen to favor for non-political reasons because they happen to have massive audiences. But no, CNN wouldn't get anything extra. Fox wouldn't get anything extra. These people are my competitors, and yet YouTube's telling me that in some cases on breaking news, their stuff might be put on my videos. Well, why don't you put my stuff on theirs to fact check? Like if CNN says that you can't read WikiLeaks because it's illegal, which is not true, you need to fact check that, say, well, that's not true. We need Styx to have a video on there to explain to CNN's audience why they're lying to them. Why don't you do that? That's about all. Peace out.